Welcome back. Bit of an extended break for the Draft Buster boys. We are back here on the Vendetta Sports Media YouTube channel, though. If this is your first time clicking on a Draft Busters video, welcome in. Hope you enjoy your stay. If you like the video at the end, please be sure to press the like button. Subscribe if you have not already. Comment, share with a friend to help the algorithm. As you can see on the screen, it's mock
I
draft
mean,
season.
we're not even 30 seconds in. You're already trying to do promos, man. They didn't come for the promos. They came for the content, man. The
I'm
content,
setting up
man.
the content. I'm setting it up. Have a little patience.
The
Will ya?
content, man. Well, I mean, like 20 seconds in, they were like, oh my God, I fucking promo.
Have a
Jesus.
little patience. Have a little patience. Yes, it is mock draft season. Alex and I led off Draft Busters with a mock draft video where we just did the non-playoff teams. But now that the Super Bowl has come and gone, we got all 32 teams set. So we figured now is a good time as any to go ahead and bust out the old mock draft machine, get it started. Chickster, joining me down at the bottom every single week, has decided that he thinks that we can agree on picks.
I think we could.
So
I think if we
instead of
can't, we're
giving our
pussy.
own mocks, we are going to be in the war room together. We're gonna pick
Well,
these. We're gonna pick them
but
together.
think about it. Think about it, Garrett. Like the war draft room, like the war rooms, like they're always gonna disagree, but they gotta get to one. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get to
And,
one decision.
and that's fair. But I did a mock before here, and
That's
I
cool.
have my mock set, and I was really curious to see how high you had some
Consensus.
people.
Consensus, Garrett.
All
You
right.
gotta get to a consensus. Okay. Um. Yeah, you weren't even gonna let me talk, so I got. Sometimes I just gotta interject on my own. Garrett. So the reason why we haven't been recorded is I was sick for a while, and I feel like even though I'm 2 states away from you, I got you sick somehow, and
Brother.
you took it. You got it worse than I did. So you was out there dying, but
Yes, I ended up getting the flu, which I did get my flu shot this year. I haven't got my flu shot in like 6 years. I got
Oh
my flu
fuck.
shot this year. Ended up getting the flu.
It's a good thing you
Uh,
got it because that shit would have been worse if you didn't get
bro,
a flu
I might not be here if I got my flu shot. I'm not even joking. This may be a one man show. Uh, the Saturday before the Super Bowl, Saturday night going into Sunday morning.
of the
No, I'm
Super.
sorry. I'm sorry. The Super Bowl Sunday going into Monday morning, I had a fever of 102.7.
Uh-huh.
I was laying in bed with a hoodie, shorts on underneath joggers, socks, 3 blankets, and a space heater going in the room, and I was shivering.
Oh, so you was
Shivering
going
cold.
through it. Yeah.
I ended up with the flu. I went to urgent care on Thursday, I believe, and I also developed bronchitis, and I was starting to develop pneumonia as
Garrett,
well.
you are never going to beat the injury prone allegations.
How is this injury prone though? I can't help that I got sick. So, as a fair warning, if you guys see me mute my mic and I'm coughing up a lung, just know that it's residual from having
I
God
still got
fucking
a
everything.
I still got a little There you go. See? Same thing. I still got a little bit of my cough and it looks like you do too. But it's still lingering a little bit. It's just like a dry cough almost. It's not. Dude, that's
Shit,
what I
mine ain't.
forgot. I forgot my water. All right, if we ever get some dead time here, I might have to, you know what I'm saying? Like
Just real
SpongeBob
quick.
or
Is it
yeah, like
closed?
it is no. It's in
Can you back in 30 seconds?
oh 30 seconds. Oh my god, do you bro? I almost ran, and I
With
would
the
have got
headphones
my
on,
back. Yeah,
yanking the headphones out.
like
I
okay,
saw it. I saw the
okay.
vision.
So I'm about to be as fast. Okay, fuck, I can't do it now. Hold on. In 10 seconds, we're gonna time me. Okay, but I'm about to be as fast as like SpongeBob in that one episode where he gets the super. Like, you want to go see me do it again? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how fast I'm gonna be. Okay, hold on.
Let's
Five,
see
four,
it.
four. All right, three.
Does anybody else think he looks goofy as hell in that hat? Is it just me? Oh, with a surprise appearance from Leia, his dog, little ankle biter, who we love, obviously. Ooh, he was quick. He was quick back in 15 seconds with the mega jug too.
This is an extreme thirst.
This is an
Got
extreme thirst.
I got 2 SpongeBob references in 5 minutes in the episode. I am living. Let's do
I'm
this.
so proud of you. All right, well, if we're going to
Die.
if we're gonna enter the war rooms together, then we're going to excuse me. We are going to agree on all the picks. I
Got
I feel like This is gonna sound crazy. I am super confident that I could correctly name the first 13 picks of the draft. But
Well,
I think the first 7. I think the first 7 are lock-in no-brainers.
Garrett, we say that. We say that to us, which I feel like we are smarter than some GMs out there, and that might be us being a little bit cocky or just, whatever. But I don't think some of these GMs are going to make the right decisions as we would. So, but, who am I? So,
We're gonna jump in. I have a feeling the first couple of picks we're gonna fly through, and we'll give a little
yeah.
bit of reasoning as we go on. Chicago's on the clock at 1. Justin Fields, we already shipped him out of here.
Yeah,
He's gone to who gives a fuck where. He already unfollowed us on Instagram.
Well, I don't know if that's crazy, but who gives a? Are you saying the Bears are saying that?
The Bears are saying that.
Oh, I thought you were saying like, oh, we don't give a fuck where Justin Fields goes. Like, well, that's just crazy. Like, okay.
The pick is Caleb Williams for obvious reasons. Clear upgrade over Justin Fields. You get the cap flexibility. He's, for my money, the best quarterback prospect since Andrew Luck. So this one seems like a no-brainer.
Yep.
Moving on to number 2, Washington also need a quarterback. Sam Howell should
Hold on. Let's not get crazy here. JJ McCarthy, I've been told on the Twitter, whatever the Twitters are, that JJ McCarthy is QB2 in this draft. Are we sure we want to go with Drake May here, man?
Yep.
I mean, do people not?
We both have 4 eyes. We should be able to see this.
Do people just not realize how fucking idiotic they sound when they say shit like that? Like Drake May, who's been the fucking QB2 the entire fucking year, and then you're like, the season's over. JJ McCarthy is the fucking QB2. Do people not fucking hear that shit?
I'm also seeing a bunch of stuff that Jaden Daniels has passed up Drake May as QB2, which like I don't see it, but that makes more sense than JD McCarthy. Yes.
You can maneuver it that way, but I don't see that too. I'm with you. So yeah, I'm with Drake May as being the QB2 of this draft. Think Washington goes with Drake May here.
New England's on the clock at 3. Foolishly, don't know why. Been seeing a lot of mocks recently where they're not taking a quarterback and they're taking Marvin Harrison. Who's throwing him the football?
Bailey Zapp.
He's obviously trash.
No, y'all were the ones that were like, oh yeah, put Bailey Zapp in. That guy's good. Unless y'all were being fettuccine about it, but like, I don't know. It sounded like you guys were being.
This one's a no-brainer as well. It's QB3 off the board. It's Jaden Daniels, no doubt about it.
Well, the Raiders are going to move up to 3.
Hey, listen. That sounded horrible. I'm so sorry for our earphone listeners because that was rough.
I'm not. Right. That was attention to like, hey, we're going up to 3. So
all right, I respect the play. Arizona at 4 arguably gets the top non-quarterback prospect in the entire class to pair with Kyler Murray. This might
be the top player in the draft.
I don't think that's a crazy take, to be honest. I don't think it's a crazy take at all.
To get him at 4 is fucking nuts. That is nuts. That's Looney Tunes. Now I could see. I know we just passed the Patriots pick, but I could see them going Marvin Harrison if they entered the Justin Fields kind of sweepstakes, or they got like a veteran QB like a Russell Wilson. I think Russell Wilson's kind of donezo on that, but I could definitely see that if they address that quarterback. But at this moment in time of February 21st, like they haven't done that. Okay, so yeah. Sorry, I just wanted.
No, you're good. I think that's a very good point. If New England enters the Justin Fields sweepstakes and wins it, and they land Justin Fields, 100% they're going to take Marvin Harrison at 3. But this is also with no trades as well, which I should have said at the beginning. We're not projecting trades. We're not doing trades in our mock. This is a pure 32 team mock draft.
Later on, before like the actual draft, when we actually do like our Bears war room and doing, I guess 7 rounds, like we'll do some trades.
We'll do some trading then. But for now, when we're doing these mocks together, there's not gonna be any trades.
Cool.
The Chargers at 5 are in a really interesting spot. Jim Harbaugh coming in. I know you hate this.
I fucking hate this.
You have to get Justin Herbert some weapons. I saw today that Mike Williams might be on the
Saw
chopping
too.
block, which
Yep.
means it's just Keenan Allen and nobody because they whiffed on Quentin Johnston last year, which us at Vendetta knew that he was trash. But again, we know more than some GMs clearly.
Well, I don't know. It was just weird that they went with Quentin Johnston when they had a better. They got the Mike Williams Timu like one, and maybe they were expecting that Mike Williams wasn't going to be here. Like they're like, okay, we're going to cut him for, and that could have been a cap move, but you're making a cap move in the first round. That's not a good thing. Like that GM is not with the Chargers anymore. I don't know who the fuck he's with anymore, but. No, that was yeah.
Spoiler alert for those who are unaware.
Not
Tom
sure.
Telesco was the former GM of the Los Angeles Chargers, and he's now the general manager of the Las Vegas Raiders.
I'm hoping he left the bad decision. I'm hoping that he was just a double agent and he was already a Raiders employee before that, and now
he was on the Davis payroll.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. Okay, so but I know I kind of interrupted you here, but I feel like we're going with the same Brock Bowers here. I mean, like the best.
I think Brock Bowers makes the most sense. So the issue with the Chargers is they have a clear need for offensive help on the right side of the line. Brock Bowers fixes some of those ailments. Brock Bowers is a more than willing blocker. He's very good in both run and pass protection, and he is an athletic freak. So like he's going to help him. 100% he can catch. He's a clear upgrade over who is it, Gerald Everett?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no doubt about it. I mean, I genuinely think there could be a case for Malik Neighbors here. I just think Brock Bowers does so much more for the offense, specifically, like I said, how he's going to help with in run blocking. It makes it all that much better.
Yeah.
We're moving down to the Giants at 6.
Speaking of Malik Neighbors,
I think this is the spot for Malik Neighbors.
I mean, they need to get a clear guy here.
You're stuck with Daniel Jones for at least the next year. You might as well try to get him some help around him. Until you can get another quarterback. And there's just, unfortunately, unless they trade up, they're not getting a quarterback at 6 who's going to start and be a difference maker right away. So I think it's all about surrounding whoever is there now, and then whoever you get in the future. They're going to have Malik Neighbors as your wide receiver 1, which is out of this world great.
Yeah. All right.
Moving on to 7 and the Tennessee Titans. I think this screams Joe Alt to me.
I went with we're on the same wavelength, but I went I went Olu here.
Okay.
I went Olu. So either way, I can see it. I mean, Joe Alt, I mean, I guess they need more of just a tackle, so I could see the Joe Alt. So like spoiler, like 7 and 10 are gonna be interchangeable for me. But I don't know if you.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. I think
you have the same mindset as I have. Then.
Yeah.
Okay. So either way, I'm cool with it.
All right, we're gonna go Joe Alt at 7, and then like Alex said, spoiler alert: the Jets are taking offensive tackle at 10. That's going to be Olu Fashanu out of Penn State.
And
which
let's like we said, we got to come to a consensus. I don't know all of what Garrett's picked. Like Garrett's made his own mock. I've kind of made my own mock, and then like 2 minutes before we started, like, hey, let's just do like a fucking war room type shit, and we're just gonna figure out who we're taking together. So, just understand that we have not told each other these picks. These are
correct. I have no idea who Alex wants to take with the 8th pick. He has no idea who I want to take with the 8th pick, and we're gonna get into that right now because Atlanta's on the clock. Alex, who do you have going to Atlanta?
I went with Verse here. I went Jared Verse here. I think he could be the best edge rusher on the board. I mean, and I think the edge rushers are kind of all in just one tier. I think there's a tier, and then there's the next tier under that. So there's an edge rusher that you can go with here. I went with Jared Verse. For what it's worth at this moment before the combine, I kind of think he might be the best one there. My opinion can change on that, but I do think they might go edge rusher here. I think we were talking about the Justin Fields sweepstakes, which is crazy because this is a draft thing, but Justin Fields like draft. Which one do I want, dramatically or drastically? Dramatically. I made that up. Yeah, you like that, didn't you?
Last word.
You like that shit. You like that shit.
I think I respect the play.
that like where he goes, like it's going to change the entire draft landscape. I do think Atlanta is going to go get Justin Fields here, and I do think they keep their first, or they keep the 8th overall pick. If they don't, Jesus Christ, I could be a fucking GM if they're doing that shit. And Ryan, and I think we gotta start putting some fucking respect on Ryan Poles' name if they get the 8th overall
Yeah,
pick.
and then picking 1, 8, and 9 with Caleb Williams
Fuck,
as your franchise quarterback.
I
Fuck.
might have to tell Trey, hey, listen, this Ryan Poles guy, he might know
He
a
might have
thing or
figured
two.
it out if he gets the
Like
8th
fuck.
overall pick for Justin Fields. Shit.
Saying. So I went with Jared first here for Atlanta at 9, I think, or at 8. I think the offense has weapons. Considering what you think about Drake London, they do still have Kyle Pitts. They have Bijan, Justin Fields. Like I said, I think he goes there. They might need a wide receiver here, but I do think if they keep building on that defense a little bit, they're trying to build a more complete team. What'd you go with here?
So I also have them going edge rusher. My top edge rusher in the class as of February 21st is Dallas Turner from Alabama.
That's my
I
two.
think I think there is a case where both of those could be flip-flopped. My issue is the production at the beginning part of the year for Jared Verse just kind of scares me a little bit. I think that I but Dallas Turner also feels like a guy who is completely well-rounded, just kind of like Verse. So it's almost like picking and choosing. I think I could be talked into Jared Verse. I think here's the top edge rusher. As Alex goes through some technical issues, I'll keep going here. Thanks for following along. I
No, I
will
think
go.
you were just super high in my thing, and I was like, damn. I was like, dude, it felt like you were yelling in my ear. And I'm like, I'm sorry, Garrett. I'm sorry.
I will admit, um, since we're kind of doing this with no trades, there was a very small part of me that almost wanted to. I could see them reaching for a quarterback. I really could.
I could see him
And
trading down from here too. I think that would be this is a really good trade down for
it's a
spot
very interesting trade down spot,
because I
especially if
think
someone wants to get in front of Chicago potentially for a receiver.
for what it seems like is like I said, I'm going off the basis that I think Atlanta is getting Justin Fields. So I could definitely see like, oh, they might lose a second out of this. Third would be great for anyone. I think the bidding war is going to be a second. So like trading down, maybe getting, uh,
Like
you know,
recouping some of those picks back.
getting some of those picks back, and I think that would actually help their case for a little bit. So I could definitely see a trade down spot. Um, Dallas Turner is my edge too as of right now. So and like you were saying, that could be flip flop. So I think edge rusher going at right now for the Falcons at 8, considering that they don't trade down, is a good spot for them.
We're on to the Chicago Bears, who have their second pick here in the first round, picking number 9 overall.
Go ahead.
I went back and forth again on this as well. I had 3 different players penciled in here when
Oh,
I
okay.
was doing my mock earlier.
Don't tell me which one. Don't tell me which one. Just tell me the 3. Just tell me the 3. Don't tell me which one you went with.
I had this is where I had Jared Verse, I had Terrion Arnold, and I had Rome Odunze as the
Okay.
3 players who I could pencil in here.
I had them going Kool-Aid Man. McKinstry.
See, and this is why I was kind of interested in doing the side-by-side mocks, because I have Kool-Aid significantly lower
Yeah.
in my first round mock. I
No,
understand the need for corner, especially if Jalen Johnson walks in free agency.
well,
But
then Eddie, and then whoa,
Eddie Jackson's safety, though,
ah, secondary. Need it. Needed
I
something serious.
I think right now I might have Terrion Arnold as my CB1. I haven't really dove into the corners yet. I feel really confident about a lot of my rankings. The corners are coming up soon, because after this we're going to go back into the positional rankings. We're moving to the defense soon. That's when I'm going to start watching film and coming up with my notes. Right now I might have dude, the corners are just so good in this class, especially at the top. That's the
They are.
problem. I think for me, The defense came on really strong the second half of the year. And I think that you can kind of build on that in free agency. My thought is I want to maximize Caleb Williams as much as possible. DJ Moore he had a really good year last year, but outside of DJ Moore, there's kind of nobody there. You can't really rely on Darnell Mooney. You can't rely on Cole Kmet to be consistent. There's not a tight end that you could take up here with Bowers off the board because Bowers would feast in Chicago with Caleb Williams.
He would not. Yeah, he's going one. He's going one overall.
Bowers.
Yeah, he's going one overall.
Sure is. When I did my mock, I had Rome Odunze in here at 9 because if I'm the Bears, I want to maximize Caleb Williams as early as possible, as much as I can, and I think getting him a second weapon makes all the difference in the world. Because like I said, if you shut down DJ Moore, that's kind of it. You can't really rely on anybody.
Okay.
But as I mentioned, corner is really tempting because Jalen Johnson is a free agent.
So before Eddie Jackson, and then before like Jalen Johnson too, like now he's gonna be a free agent. I had Rome Odunze. I had that there. But now that throws it in. So and it really becomes, what do the Bears prioritize? Do they think DJ Moore is enough? I don't think so. Like, DJ Moore's not enough. Like, next you have Darnell Mooney, and you're like, great, awesome. We had Chase Claypool, who we traded a second for, which was horrible.
Flipped Chase Claypool for Joey Porter Jr.
So I'm good for a corner here because obviously at the moment, I have Kool-Aid. But I'm also good with wide receiver here. I can see the Bears trying to be flashy here and going wide receiver. So I'm okay with the Rome Odunze pick, especially since that's what I had before. Is that what we're going with? That was your one?
Yeah.
That was your
okay. That's who I ended up with. Was I mocked Odunze at 9 to Chicago.
I can do that. I think that works. I think we could do that. And then we talked about it earlier at the 7, right?
We're gonna go Olu at 10. That's no doubter. I don't think listen. You have to protect Aaron Rodgers coming back at all costs. This kind of maximizes that window. The defense is good enough. You can get a receiver to help with Garrett Wilson in the later rounds because this is a really nice deep receiver class. I think if you could take the second best tackle off the board at 10, you're stealing them, and especially someone like Fashanu who's super flexible. And if the Jets' offensive line goes down to the injuries, you can just kind of move him all over the place because he played almost all the positions at Penn State, which I love. So
yeah. And you got to protect Aaron Rodgers is an old fart. You saw he got injured 6 plays into the season. You got to be able to. I know he tore, and usually that's non-contact, but I'm just saying he's getting old. He's getting up. We're going defense, right? Are we going defense here?
I think this is where the draft really begins. I mentioned at the top. I think I'm really confident in my 13. I think the top 10 are set in stone. Minnesota's kind of the wild card here because I have done mocks. So I'll say my thoughts, and then you let me know what you think.
Okay.
I have penciled in 2 different players here.
I have one of them, I think, right now.
One of them's Terrion Arnold.
That's who I have right now.
The other is JJ McCarthy.
No. We're not doing this.
There's no way. Kirk Cousins isn't coming back. He's just not. I'm not
the Justin Fields thing. I actually see them.
They're absolutely not trading in division.
Oh, that's what it is.
They would never trade quarterbacks in division.
I could see a Russell Wilson kind of thing here.
But that's only a Band-Aid.
You're telling me, but who's going to start? JJ McCarthy? You've told me to my face, big head and all.
I think that JJ McCarthy should sit his first year. That is correct. That is what I think. That's not what everybody's going to think, though.
This is horrible. I think we go with the smarter pick and go Terrion Arnold here.
If you think that's bad, you just wait till 12 because I'm just going to do this whole thing over again.
No,
okay, I'm cool then. I'm cool with Terrion Arnold at 12.
I'm good then.
Or at 11 rather. Okay.
What are you doing at 12? What kind of tomfoolery do you got going on?
I have 2 players.
And you're confident in the 13?
Yeah, I am. I'm confident in 13.
You're gonna go JJ McCarthy and you were confident in 11.
No, I have written in pen the Broncos are taking a quarterback, and it's either JJ McCarthy or Bo Nix, and I have them taking JJ McCarthy. You want to talk about a team that needs a quarterback? The Broncos need a quarterback.
Listen,
and both of these guys fit the Sean Payton system too.
they
Bo Nix
can't
arguably fits it more.
They can't get him in the second. You don't think
No,
they can? I mean,
but
listen,
Bo Nix should be
like the
available in the
Broncos.
second round.
I don't like the Broncos. not. And I would love for them to do that. I would not. As far as doing the best thing for the Broncos, I'm not sure this is the best thing for the Broncos.
I can say with 100% confidence that I think quarterback is the best move for them. Because there's nobody else coming in. Nobody's coming here.
Okay.
Who's going to start next year then?
I don't know. I got told that the Raiders were going to be the last place in the division. So.
When did I say that?
You didn't say that. Trey did.
I was going to say, I didn't say that at all.
I remembered that shit. I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that one.
Listen, maybe this is me. Maybe what happened is when I made my mock, I'm mocking what I think they will do. And then here, this is what we think. Okay.
Would you take quarterback? Would you take quarterback at 12?
Excuse you.
Would you? Because to me, JJ McCarthy, as much as these little fucks, Twitter fucks are going crazy over him, he is a round 2 grade for me at the best. At best,
he has a day 2 grade for me as well.
Bo Nix, same thing. Michael Penis, right here, round 2. Like I think all 3 of these guys, you can get them in round 2. You get what you can get in round 2. For me, the best thing to get for them is Newton. And you know why? It's because I want him in a fucking Raiders uniform. I just don't think it's going to happen. Now, I think, and obviously this is only just a round 1. I think they could get at least one of those guys in round 2.
They don't have a second round pick.
They're not getting any of these guys, actually.
That's why I think I was so headstrong on them taking a quarterback at 12, because they do not currently own a second round pick. They pick 13, I think it's like 85, 81. What? They picked 12 and then 81.
Yeah, they're not going to get one. Is there any free agent quarterback? Kirk Cousins, he's going.
He's coming off of an Achilles.
Kirk Cousins is not going.
Realistically, Denver could be a destination for Justin Fields. There's also a Ryan Tannehill out there on the market as well. Ugh. Someone like Jacoby Brissett could probably be available via trade.
All right, so
they still have they still have Stidham. I know it's Jarrett Stidham, but
Stidham I think Stidham is that bridge gap quarterback I was hoping the Raiders would have, and not Jimmy Garoppolo for last year for the Raiders. If we're going quarterback here, Bo Nix is more ready than JJ McCarthy.
I think Bo Nix fits the Sean Payton mold better, because Sean Payton's offense is very anticipatory throws, and I think Bo Nix can do that better right now than JJ McCarthy can. Obviously, the biggest selling point in JJ McCarthy is how young he is, and he's got a nuclear missile launcher.
I would, and maybe it's just me being a JJ McCarthy hater, and I'm not really a hater. I think Bo Nix might. If we're gonna go quarterback here, I think it's Bo Nix.
I think they have to do it. I think that for Denver's sake, they already have so much money tied up in Russell Wilson. I don't think they go out and sign another quarterback to agree to more money at the quarterback position. I think Sean Payton wants to do a full reset and get cheap and young at the quarterback position. I think they go quarterback at 12.
And February 21st. So
that is true.
Let's just do that.
So we're gonna go Bo Nix.
We'll be idiots now to be smarter later. How about that?
I respect the play. All right. Vegas is on the clock at 13. I'm letting him take the wheel.
So I had two picks here. First of all, I had Newton at 12. For me, that was the pick, but that was before the Russell Wilson thing. So I don't know. I didn't know Newton was going to be available. For me, I had J.C. Latham to start at right tackle for the Raiders because they needed a right tackle. However, one, I don't expect the Raiders to be picking 13. I think they trade up. Hopefully the cost won't be too much for them. So for me, it's between Newton or Latham. I don't know why. That seems like a simple fucking name, and I just have autism.
J.C. Latham.
Latham. That's what I said.
Yeah,
Latham or Newton. So I got Latham or Newton here for me.
So we agree on offensive tackle. We don't agree on the same one. My two players that I have would be Talise Fuaga or Nate Wiggins. I think I could maybe be talked out of taking Wiggins just because this is a deep cornerback class. The cornerback needs the secondary in Vegas needs to be addressed because it's not great. It's serviceable for now, but they don't have like a true shutdown CB1. I think someone like Nate Wiggins could do that. I also think addressing the offensive line, getting tackle to play with Colton Miller would be pivotal for whatever quarterback they ended up getting and investing in the future. I could see JC Latham here because he's a dedicated right tackle. I just getting to see Fuaga at the Senior Bowl, I think I'm super in. I really do. He's a mauler in run block. He should be developing quickly in pass pro as well. He's gonna be a really good locker room guy as well. I could be talked into either Fuaga or JC Latham, but if I was leaning one direction, it'd probably be Fuaga.
Counterpoint: Newton. And I know what you're saying about corner. I'm always a big believer in either the front seven or the back seven. Like one or the other has to be top notch. I think with Max Crosby, I think Malcolm Kunsey for the Raiders really came up big, especially at the end of the year. Tyree Wilson started playing better as a 3 technique, which probably should have been what he should have been. I think if you get Newton, that gives you a really strong 4, like 4 guys up front. Or Patrick Graham likes to run a lot of 3-4 or 4-3. He likes to run a hybrid, kind of throw different looks. I'm big on the Newton one here. I can be talked. I would hate to see the best defensive tackle in the class be passed by, and maybe
2 years in a row.
I was about to say maybe it's the Jalen Carter kind of regret that, but
As a side note, while you're thinking, can you believe that there's some people who don't think Jerzon Newton is a first round player?
Really, it's those Twitter fucks, the same people that got JJ McCarthy,
it's the draft
QB2.
pundits on Twitter who are like, you can't take Newton in the first round. And I'm like,
listen,
fucking watch me.
And I guess we're doing the same thing as these other guys saying, oh, this is who
you can't take this and whatever, but like we're knowledgeable.
But it's just like, yeah, anyone can fucking hop on Twitter and send a tweet out spewing some bullshit. But like, are you right though? Like that's the thing. Are you going to be right? And I'm not sure you fucks are right. It's always funny that we talk about that one guy that said some outlandish shit in our gambling degenerates group chat when it was like former NFL scout, and it's like former for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
Okay, like I'm not an NFL scout, but like when you're over there saying, yeah, this is what I would do, and then you start bragging about being a former NFL scout, it's like, yeah, you made it, and then you fucking sucked. Like if you are a really good fucking scout guy, they don't really let you go for that shit. You know what I'm saying?
A side note, really quick. Well, I will lean whatever direction you think is best. I'm fine with the players that are on our board, just for shits and giggles. When I built my round 1 mock earlier, I did a full 2-round mock, and I realized that after the fact, I have 7 defensive tackles going in the second round. 7.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Newton. I'm gonna go Newton. I I'm the hope is that I don't know. I don't. And I'm like I said, we haven't done the really defensive tackles yet. I have to look at the defensive tackles and make my list for that. But I think Newton is heads and shoulders over them. These other tackles, if they drop and you get lucky, you might have a chance at getting one of these guys. And players always drop. Newton's not going to drop to the second round. I think if he does, that's a mistake. I think these other tackles could. I think that's where I think that's where my mindset is right now.
Moving on to the Saints at 14. They've got some needs in the offensive line. Have
Oh,
to make
this
a
one's
decision
fun.
on Michael Thomas as well. If I were in the war room for the Saints, I'd be pushing to get MT out of town, and I'd be considering taking a wide receiver here in the first round. But
So this is where at 14 you talked me into a wide receiver. We were having this conversation the other day. Because we didn't, like I said, we really weren't talking about. But he's like, "Oh yeah, I didn't say who I was going with. But I was like, I think I was gonna go offensive line. I told him I think offensive line at Saints for me or whatever, you know. And then he was like, "Well, I think Michael Thomas leaves," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't
if
think
New Orleans
so."
was smart, they'd cut ties with Michael Thomas
So
this offseason.
this is where I had Kool-Aid Man at 9, and then I had Rome Odunze miraculously dropping to 14.
14. That'd be a crazy drop for him.
And I think that's a really good thing for New Orleans, as some would say it. I think that's a
No,
New Orleans, right? Like, seeing as he's not on the board, you can. I'm looking at my list here. I don't think you can go wide receiver here because I don't think these other guys maybe deserve to go this high. So
I
I
agree.
think this is where the offensive line, and I think there's going to be a little bit more of a run now. And this might start with the Raiders. The Raiders might not go Newton here; they might go offensive line. Saints are like, fuck, we got to get our offensive line guy here too. I'm good with going. Are you going Fuaga here? Is that what you're leaning towards?
I'm leaning either Fuaga or JC Latham.
I'm going with Fuaga. I'm good with it.
I
And
think
I
either
think
one of those guys can be interchangeable.
and I think we talked about it too, or you talked about it is Latham. Latham is dedicated right tackle. Like you get him if you need a right tackle. Like the Raiders need a right tackle. That's why I think he'll go there for them. But Fuaga left or right. And I think that gives you that versatility, and keeps people honest here.
You're
So
100% correct.
So I think you were right. 11 is where the draft really kind of begins. I think this is where we start getting into the war room type of setting, and it's like, well, who the fuck is the Broncos going to go with to fuck up everybody's draft? And then you're like, okay, so take him off our board. This is our next guy in line. So
Right. No, you're
all right.
100% correct. The Colts at 15 have to make a decision. They need to address the secondary as well because it's just kind of Kenny Moore and that's it. Which shout out Kenny Moore, Valdosta State alumni. Shout out Valdosta, Georgia. But they also need to make a decision on Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman's free agent. It's going to be pretty costly to franchise tag him. They're probably going to do it, but
I think
outside of Michael Pittman, there's not a bona fide guy. You and I both like Josh Downs. He's not a wide receiver one. For me, I think it's all about surrounding Anthony Richardson when he comes back from his shoulder surgery with as much talent as possible. I would go receiver here, which is funny that we just said for 14, there's not a receiver.
That's why I can't go wide receiver here. That's why I can't. I can't say that and then not do it, for the Colts too. Or
I think there's a bigger need because in theory, old buddy in New Orleans could be the wide receiver too. Fucking what's his name?
You keep talking. My dog's going crazy. I gotta calm her ass down.
All right, you do your thing. And I feel bad for forgetting the name of the receiver in New Orleans who kind of spazzed this year. Let me really quickly Saints depth chart. And I'm going to kick myself in the ass when I see his name. Rashid Shaheed. Rashid Shaheed, in theory, could become the wide receiver 2 there over Michael Thomas because he basically acted as a wide receiver 2 the entire year when Michael Thomas would be down or he would disappear, which he's kind of prone to. So I think that's why I would be okay not taking wide receiver at 14. because Rashid Shaheed has shown that he could be a wide receiver too. I think the issue in Indianapolis is that, like we said before, Josh Downs can't really take over if for some reason the Michael Pittman is gone, which would leave a glaring hole for Anthony Richardson, which that's why it kind of varies as well, because New Orleans doesn't have a young quarterback they're building around, whereas
Are you
Indianapolis
saying
does.
are you saying Josh Allen or Josh Downs?
Josh Downs.
I thought you said Josh Allen like 3 times, and I was like, who the fuck is Josh Allen on the Colts?
Josh Downs.
I was like, damn, I really don't fucking know this sport as well as I thought I did.
And for what it's worth, before you left, I was talking about Rashid Shaheed.
Rashid Shaheed, what a fucking name!
Who I think who could be the wide receiver 2 in New Orleans. That's why you don't really need one. I have the Colts taking Keon Coleman at 15.
Okay, so I went Dallas Turner.
I don't hate that, because the Indianapolis could be going best player available, and I think the best player on the board could potentially be Dallas Turner.
And I think, right, for me, I understand surrounding Anthony Richardson with the best talent he can. But like, wide receivers these days, like, you could get a lot of good fucks later on. Like, you can. I don't know. I think Dallas Turner could be really good. Like, and we talked about it earlier. Like, this might be the edge one. Like, and you're getting them at 15.
One thing to help your argument is you have to look at the quarterbacks you're going after in the division. So if you get an edge one, you're pressuring CJ Stroud, you're pressuring Trevor Lawrence, you're pressuring Will Levis. So it's all about trying to get after CJ Stroud and Trevor Lawrence. I think I could be talked into Dallas Turner. I think the better need right away would probably be receiver, but I think it is best player available, and you have to make an effort to get after the quarterback. So I agree with Dallas Turner.
I think they just need so much defense in Indianapolis that, like, to not go defense in the first round. And I feel like they would almost be reaching for this wide receiver, just like we were talking about the Saints. But I know you were talking about Rashid. Yep. Wow. Stroke. I smell toast.
Shaheed.
All right. What we got here?
The Seahawks at 16 need some help on the interior of the offensive line, because they're set at tackles. They have Abraham Lucas and Charles Cross, who they've absolutely crushed with. Call me crazy, I think the idea, and it's so funny that I'm mentioning this guy's name, because Alex and I had a conversation in our Gambling Degenerates chat just this evening about Devin Witherspoon. But I think it'd be pretty nasty to pair Devin Witherspoon with another corner and create like shutdown corners.
Hey, damn me up, man. Hey, damn me up, man. You know, that's what I was thinking. I was like, look, I know it's really not on the board for like their needs, but fuck, man, you're getting like a Nate Wiggins dropping down to you. Like, you're getting like
I think this is the perfect spot for Nate Wiggins. I think Nate Wiggins almost slides here. Nate Wiggins at 16 is a steal for Seattle, and then you have studs.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, man. Hey, some of the times we're on ESPN on the same thing right here. You know what I'm saying?
The Jaguars at 17 need some help along the defensive line in general. One thing that's not listed here under their team needs here on the right side of your screen is edge rusher. I think they 100% need an edge rusher.
Oh my God!
I think they swung and missed on Trayvon Walker, which us and Vendetta called.
Well, I don't know. Trey was all. I don't want to say
Trayvon Walker was a bad pick.
I don't want to misquote Trey, but he was in love with his athletic ability, that he didn't hate the Trey. What does that mean?
I'm giving you the vision. Ready?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm giving you the vision because I know who they're going to take at 17.
Oh, I'm already on the same channel. I'm on the same channel as you are.
So we moved Trayvon Walker inside to defensive tackle. Maybe a bit undersized. He's an athletic freak. You haven't needed edge again. You take a chance on Latu. That way, yep. The vision. The vision. We got the vision. I 100% think you can move Trayvon Walker inside, and then you replace him with Latu from UCLA.
You know what's crazy is you thought we would not. We are halfway through this, and we are having the sex of minds. Like our minds right now are having sex. Like, and that's really a group chat thing for us. But I feel like we're on that page right now that it's okay to put that out into the internet right now. You know what I'm saying? We gotta do it.
I 100% agree. I agree. The Bengals at 18 are in an interesting spot. They need some help outside. They don't have a tight end. It's too early to take Sanders. T. Higgins potentially walking in free agency. You got to find someone to run with Jamar Chase. They need some help among the defensive line as well. But they are still not doing a great job protecting Joe Burrow either. I think the best bang for the buck is probably J.C. Latham here.
Okay.
I could be talked into somebody else as well potentially. I think if you can try to protect Joe Burrow, that's what you should do.
I went with Quinyon Mitchell here.
How could you do that to me?
I went with the Q-man. That was not your pick?
No.
Oh, I know. We were so context. We were talking about making our mock, so I did it at night or whatever, and we were like, fuck, I want to know your mock, and I was like, I think you'll like the guy I had at 20 for the Steelers.
Yes, okay. I misunderstood. Yes, I have Quinyon Mitchell at 20.
I don't.
Well, who the fuck? Oh, you probably have. Okay, I see who you have. Both of those picks, we'll talk at 20. Who I think it might have been. I'm also okay with that pick as well.
That's who I went with. That's who I went with. If we're on the same thing, I have Quinyon Mitchell at 18 here.
Oh, that's a heartbreaker for Steelers fans because man, pairing Mitchell with Joey Porter would be nice, but man, because Quinyon Mitchell would be the CB1 in Cincinnati as well. But the division doesn't really have top tier receiving threats, whereas the division has stallions at edge rusher. You have to contend with TJ Watt twice a year. You have to contend with Myles Garrett twice a year.
I feel like you're just trying to open this up for
I really want to talk you into letting Quinyon Mitchell fall to 20.
I don't think you will. I think the 20 pick is made up in my mind. I know you're the Steelers fan here, but I think so. I think if he drops, I think that's the pick.
I hate that.
Sorry, friend.
It's all right. It's a good consolation prize at 20. We'll get there.
Oh, wait a minute. Kool-Aid Man's still on the board.
Correct.
Isn't he?
McKinstry's still on the board.
We could have went with Kool-Aid Man here.
It's too late now. We already put the card in.
That's on me. It's like the Raiders doing the wrong Byron Murphy. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens.
Byron Young, but yeah, I get it.
Whatever. 19.
The Rams at 19. I mean, hey, if you want Kool-Aid Man at 19, we can go Kool-Aid Man at 19. Because they need help in the secondary.
They do need help in the secondary. Who did I go here?
Latu also would have been a really good pick for the Rams at 19, but I think now it's.
I went Fuaga here, and he's off the board. So
he's off the board, correct?
I'm okay with that. I think Kool-Aid Man. I think Kool-Aid Man. I think 18 and 19 might be Kool-Aid. I think that works. All right. Who'd you have?
Heartbreaking enough that Quinyon Mitchell went to a division rival. It's a good alternative prize to have Jackson Powers Johnson at 20.
My boy.
We'll take that.
That is a great pick for the Steelers. They are blessing.
That warms my soul because I think it's 2 of the last 3 years, I've been pounding the table for Pittsburgh to take either Creed Humphrey or the kid who Tyler Linderbaum.
Yeah,
I pounded the table for both of them to end up in Pittsburgh. They didn't. One went to Kansas City and became a fucking like all-pro type of player. And Tyler Linderbaum went to fucking Baltimore, and he's good. You know how much that pains me?
Yeah, I get
And
it.
now we get the center.
Well,
We get it. It's like
I
an
don't
infinity
feel
stone.
I don't feel bad for you. Patrick Mahomes is in my division.
That's fair. We're
Oh,
talking
that
about
Creed Humphrey guy in my division.
yeah, that's entirely fair.
Travis Kelce, my division.
Miami at 21. This is a no-brainer offensive line pick. This is no-brainer JC Latham.
Okay. I went. So the reason why I'm saying is because the Bo Nix thing I wasn't expecting. I think player wise, I think all 20 of these guys except for Bo Nix was off the board. And this is Latham was off the board for me here, so I went with a different pick. But I agree.
Okay, perfect. Who, out of curiosity, who did you have going at 21?
I had Barton.
Okay, I think that's a little high for my blood. I don't hate the pick, though.
It's gonna be high, but I think, like I said, I wasn't expecting him to drop. I think they were kind of like, fuck, we need an offensive line player. Barton can play tackle, would probably be better at guard. So, but the offensive line help, I think it was a no brainer. So that's where I went with. But Latham is definitely a better player. So.
You can get all of our insights on Graham Barton and why both of us think he's going to move inside on the latest episode of Draft Busters before this one, where we go over the offensive lines. Check that out on YouTube as well.
Good promo. See, not 20 seconds in, 51. Oh my God, we've been doing this for 51 minutes.
And we're only at pick 22.
We're having fun. We're definitely going to have to make clips of each one. I feel like that would help the viewers.
I think 22 is a slam dunk pick for Philadelphia. They need help in the secondary. They need both corner and safety help. Why not pick a guy who can play both positions? And that's Cooper DeJean.
I didn't have that.
Who did you have then?
I had a wide receiver.
Why the hell?
AJ Brown's gone.
He's gone.
I think he's leaving.
Wow. Okay. So AJ Brown's gone, and it's Devontae Smith now.
That's what I'm thinking.
So just let me try to predict the future a little bit.
Okay.
You made a joke earlier about.
Are you being? Wait. Are you going to be nasty? Are you being nasty right now? I need a trigger warning if you're going to be nasty.
I could be wrong though.
This might be nasty. Okay. I'm ready then.
It's interesting. I could have the wrong receiver, but it is interesting you made the note earlier about replacing Mike Williams with a Mike Williams Temu edition with Quentin Johnston. Are you replacing AJ Brown with AJ Brown from Temu in Keon Coleman? Oh, you're not?
No, I might be. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I don't get that. I don't get that at all. I don't get why they would replace AJ Brown with AJ Brown.
The reason why AJ Brown is gone is locker room. It's all like like there was, he's not a good locker room guy. He's fighting with everybody on the fucking Eagles roster or whatever, like doing all that shit. I could see a scenario where AJ Brown just comes out and says, I'm not happy, boom, gets traded. Now, if that doesn't happen, no, I'm not getting a wide receiver. So when my thought process was, I saw all of this and I'm like, hey, I don't think AJ Brown might not be there for the Eagles. Now, if that happens, that's why I went with Keon Coleman. If that doesn't happen, I'm not getting wide receiver here. And I could be talked into quarterback and safety. Now, I think that's stinky. I think that's a stinky pick. And I don't know. I don't. I'm white before the allegations come out. All right, before the allegations come out, I'm white. You don't see no Caucasian brothers out there in the secondary. You just don't. And maybe he's going to beat the allegations. He's definitely on the all-white team, okay? You know why? Because there's no white corners or safeties going out there. Okay, they're not rolling it. They're not rolling out a lot of those guys. So I you can go Cooper here. It's stinky. It's stinky. I don't like it. It's stinky.
I hate drafting Keon Coleman more though. I hate that
Okay.
pick. I'll be
All
honest.
right. That's fine. Not everyone can be smart.
I think DeJean just fills a bigger need.
What about Kitchens?
He doesn't have the versatility.
We'll go Cooper here.
I also like Cameron Kitchens as well.
Can you say this is stinky though? Can you say it's stinky? How confident are you in Cooper's upside? Like, how confident are you that he is going to be a good player?
See, okay, let me tell you what I had in my mock.
Can you not say it's stinky? I'm just saying it's stinky.
Does it stink a little? Maybe. Oh, I also had DeJean here at 22 in my mock as well.
I had him a little bit later, still in the first round, a little bit later. I told you earlier, like 2 weeks ago or a week ago before you got sick, it was what my stinky pick was. But I didn't tell you who it was, but I said this pink is stinky, and that's what I was alluding to. I didn't tell you who it was, but I said it was stinky. I didn't tell you. I told you what team. I don't think you remember.
I think DeJean is the better fit.
We can go stinky here. He's now going to be called stinky. For now, I don't know. He's a stinky pick. He's stinky.
He stinks. This guy stinks.
He stinks. All right. Well, I guess we got a wide receiver at 23. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I just want to check my notes really quick because I don't quite remember. In my mock, I had them going edge rusher here because Latu fell to 23.
Nah, not gonna happen.
But yeah, before I had the stroke of genius about moving Trayvon Walker inside.
So you hated this, but I had Keon Coleman going to the Eagles with the assumption that AJ Brown's gone. Probably could be wrong. Been wrong before. No comment on that.
Only like twice though.
Yeah, there you go. See, cool. Thank you.
I got you.
It's weird that it happens twice, but whatever. So I had.
If I had a nickel for every time I was wrong, I'd have two nickels, which may not seem like a lot, but it's a coincidence it's happened twice.
So I had
for reference, by the way, for those.
Yes, I had Keon Coleman off the board. I went Brian Thomas here for the wide receiver.
Okay.
So that's who I had. But Keon Coleman, I think, is the best wide receiver on the board. So, for me, for what it's worth, I'm in a wide receiver thing. I'm good with a wide receiver here. Just get CJ Stroud. That defense is very young, and it's going to be nasty. So it's good. Fun stuff here. Cowboy fans.
Dallas is on the board at 24. I think there's a glaring need to address the offensive line, and luckily, there's two tackles staring us right in the face who both potentially could have went a little bit earlier than this. I have them going Armarius Mims, but I could see them also going Tyler Guyton as well, to be honest. I could see them going either one. I think Mims has more upside, and I think that's what they're going to maximize on. They're going to want to maximize with. I would go Mims.
All right, Garrett, we're gonna both mute our mic here. I'm gonna text you something, and I need you to not have a reaction. Is that okay? Yeah. Can you do that? Because I just need okay. So do you have your phone? Okay, so it's gonna be about dead space for about maybe 30 seconds. We're gonna act like we're talking.
Do I have to mute a mic as well? I don't. Yes. Okay.
All right. Welcome back, viewers. Okay. So now I know that was too far. Okay. Good. That's why I was like, All right. So when I made this, listen, we're gonna go tackle here. Look at me. Look at me.
Yeah.
Okay. Look at me. We're gonna go tackle.
Oh man.
I actually hold on.
I'm here.
I actually don't know what you're talking about. Actually, there's no evidence.
This motherfucker just unsent the message.
There is no evidence that happened.
Rat bastard.
There's no evidence of that conversation ever taking place. We're going tackle. We are going tackle Marius Mims. I am on the board. Send it in. Have you seen?
I think that is the much better pick than.
So, you know the Family Guy episode where he's like, hey, here's $100. He's like, you want to bet on a team? Nope. Just take my money. That's what I just did. All right, here we go. Let's go. 25. Where are we going?
This is where I had Cameron Kitchens going. I think there's a need in the secondary. I also think they could. Low key, I think Green Bay could be a candidate to trade up if they actually decide to move off of Jair Alexander, which I think would be a mistake. I just want to say that right now. If they move off of Jair, they could totally trade up in front of a team like Pittsburgh, in front of a team like Cincinnati to get someone like Nate Wiggins or Quinyon Mitchell. But they don't do that since we're not doing trades. I have them going Kitchens.
I went with Guyton. I think I had them protecting Jordan Love here. I'm good with the Kitchens pick.
I don't hate either pick is the problem. I think you are on the money about wanting to protect Jordan Love because that's apparently the guy. You might as well invest in him.
Oh, that's what the Packer fans are telling me. I've been told he's the generational guy. He's a generational guy.
I've been told he's a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
I've been told that he's getting fitted for his gold jacket right now.
26.
So
26.
Okay, I need to ask you a question, and I just want yes or no. I don't want questions about how much. I don't care about the years, whatever. Just yes or no.
I already know where this question's going. No. I don't know what I have my pick in mind. I'm sorry, go ahead. I don't even know your question. Go ahead.
Yeah, you don't even know my question.
I have a feeling I know the subject of the question, but go ahead.
Since we are in the war room for the Buccaneers, are we re-signing Baker Mayfield?
Oh, I feel like that's not fair. You can't say yes.
Listen.
That's a dumb question.
No, it's not. It's 100% not a dumb question because look who's still on the board.
Garrett, but it's a dumb question because I can't tell you the years. So? This guy?
Yeah. If we're not re-signing Baker Mayfield, I would take JJ McCarthy at 26 for the 5th-year option.
I'm taking Kitchens. Now, the reason why, Garrett, it's a dumb question because you can't say, are we re-signing him? And I'm like, well, yeah, we could re-sign him, but for how long and how much? Because that does matter. That's a dumb question.
I say that it's not a dumb question. It's not a dumb question at all.
It's to say that I can't pick years and money? Because it definitely matters.
Because the rumored contract is 3 for $75. That's what fine. He is expected to command.
That's fine.
Okay,
I'm okay with that.
Okay, so we're re-signing Baker Mayfield 3 years, $75 million.
I'm taking Kitchens.
I don't know that I love that pick.
I think they need secondary.
I had them going Graham Barton because my thought was if you're bringing back Baker, you want to protect him.
Okay. I had Barton earlier, so I had him at 21 for the Dolphins, so I'm okay with that pick. You were giving me shit saying it was too high, and it was 5 picks. It's a dumb question to say, oh, you can't do years or money. You can't do all that. I was like, well, yeah, that shit matters. If you're saying, oh, we need to re-sign Baker Mayfield to a $75 million a year contract per year, yes, no, we're not re-signing him.
Well, I mean, of course, that'd be dumb. There's not a quarterback in the NFL that makes $75 million a year.
Oh, there you go. That's why we wouldn't sign him to it. That's why I need to know how much money and the years.
But, like, on what planet? Listen,
27.
I'm happy you think it's a dumb question. I love that for you.
We're getting tired. Can we get to 27? Can we just get to 27?
I mean, we're on 27 right now. Look.
Okay, so can we just go? I'm getting tired and I'm getting cranky.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Thank you. All right, let's go.
This is where I had Kool-Aid falling to. I had Kool-Aid at 27.
Oh, brother, man. So you're out on Kool-Aid, but you called him a top 10 talent. So why is it him at 9 crazy? And are
Because
you saying the draft is so loaded that in a lot of drafts that Kool-Aid would be a top 10 talent? Is that what you're saying?
Mhm.
Okay.
I think he has top 10 upside. I don't think he did himself a ton of favors this year, especially seeing that he was outshined by his running mate at Alabama. That doesn't help matters either. I have him right now as
wide
my
receiver one? Who's guarding the wide receiver one?
Hmm?
If Kool-Aid was guarding the wide receiver one, it's easier to guard the wide receiver two than the wide receiver one.
I have Kool-Aid as my corner 4 right now, which I know I'm going to take slack for it. And that's fine.
Yeah, that's
because this is the same guy at the beginning of the year who had Kalen King as the CB1, and look how that turned out.
Maybe corners are not your strong suit. Everyone's got weaknesses. Yours is the offensive line. Strong suit, offensive line. You got that shit.
It very well could be a possibility that a weakness of mine is corners. I could potentially 100% own up to that. But as of right now, before we do the film breakdown on corners, he's my CB4.
Okay, so I didn't have that.
But with Kool-Aid off the board, I
went Byron Murphy here.
I am good with that pick. I like Byron Murphy there. That works.
I that's who I went with. So
I think we're
teased
both
it.
under the assumption that Stephon Diggs is gone in Buffalo.
I think I don't think he's gone. I think the Gabe Davis thing really pushes the need for a wide receiver. I don't think he's gone, but I think the Bills are realizing they can't rely on him. Which is crazy.
I went wide receiver here.
I went wide receiver. But this one was a little crazy for me. This one was crazy.
Can I take a guess?
Yes.
You fucking went Lad McConkey, didn't you?
I fucking did. But Brian Thomas was off the board. I went Lad McConkey. That guy's fucking good.
He's gonna be nasty. He's gonna be nasty.
But really, it sucks because I really had Stephon Diggs. I thought Gabe Davis wasn't leaving. He's leaving. And then I had Lad McConkey as a fuck
like their slot guy. Yeah.
Fuck.
That would be nasty.
That's fucking nasty, right? But now you're like, Gabe Davis is gone, which at least fantasy purposes, not necessarily. Gabe Davis is a very boomer bust guy.
Mm-hmm.
Would show up for games, would not show up for games. You need a consistent wide receiver. Fantasy wise, Gabe Davis is a good best ball. The only way to play fantasy football. He's a very good because he's a guy that you're like, fuck, he's not really giving me no points.
He's a guy that deserves a roster spot. Yeah.
That one game he's gonna get you fucking 30 and win you that week. Like that's the type of guy. So since I thought Brian Thomas was gonna be off the board, like I said, you didn't like my stinky my stinky Keon Coleman pick because I thought so Brian Thomas. I think Brian Thomas is the better wide receiver. I think if they kept Gabe Davis, Lad McConkey in the slot, that's nasty.
I don't. That wouldn't have been my top choice, but I see the vision. I see the vision for sure.
I hear what you're saying. I think I was working under the assumption he might not be that guy right now. He might be a little bit lower on wide receiver boards, but I think he's going to have a good combine. I think the draft process is going to be good to him to where he's gonna sneak in at the end of that first round like that. So, but I did go Lad McConkey here. I did.
I believe it, and like I said, I don't hate the vision. I don't hate the vision at all. Detroit's on the board at 29. You have to address the secondary.
This is where I went stinky. Rough. This is where I went with the stinky pick.
And that's a decent pick. I'll be honest. That's a decent pick. So I don't blame you for doing that. I have them going Kamari Lassiter.
That's fine. Actually. So like I said, I had the stinky pick here. I had him later on. You can actually see the team right now. But I had him going a little bit later down, kind of appease my friend Mark here. I say friend loosely. I also
That's
use
absurd.
I also say brother-in-law
Because that's
loosely.
your future.
Ah,
Embrace
29.
it.
We just did
Embrace it.
29.
Hey, we're on
30 actually.
30.
3 more picks. Garrett, do you think? Well, I don't know if we can get this done in 5 minutes. We'll see. We'll see how we do here. All right, let's go. 30. Here we go. Ravens. What we got?
Who did I have going to Baltimore in mine?
For mine, I had Amarius Mims here. But
I had them going tackle as well. I had them going. I could be. You know the guy you texted me. I
yeah.
could see him going here just to appease Trey.
Could you call? I listen. What text? First of all. Second. Second of all. I mean, so would you rather? If we're gonna go tackle here, would you rather go Fatahanu, or would you rather go that player?
I'd rather go that player.
All right. So why are we giving me shit then?
It's fun.
It's six picks. So like, okay,
We're going Kingsley. Insert last name here. Trey believes that he's gonna be the best tackle in the class. And it works out perfect because he's going to Baltimore, which I don't know that Trey's necessarily a fan of them still, but this could bring him back in.
You know those people that are in denial. That's Trey. Now this is the guy that I deleted my text about because I was like, hey, do you think the Cowboys could go here? And he's like, then like Garrett looked at me like I was fucking idiotic. But
I just laughed. That's all I said. I don't even know if I said anything. I think I just laughed.
Idiotic. You looked at me idiotically.
I didn't say anything though.
31. This is why I had Lassiter. This is why I had Lassiter.
I could see them. Oh man. Sir.
There's not. That's why I was like, oh man, this works out because I was like, cool. Stinky pick goes here. But man, there's no. You can't take corners.
I have two names and one.
Well, apparently they need offensive line help.
I personally, I would probably go Jordan Morgan out of Arizona.
Who?
Tackle.
Okay.
He's a tackle. I don't love
this board.
Tackle.
I don't love this board right now for them. I think this might be a good.
They could just fuck around and take JJ McCarthy. They need a quarterback.
That's good bait.
You want to talk about somebody who fits the Kyle Shanahan system to a fucking T?
That's
JJ McCarthy.
I hope Mark watches that and gives you shit for it. Mark is.
I love JJ McCarthy to say, but they need a quarterback.
Hey, I try not to do this. I try because I've been texting you about this, but I'm just like whatever. But the notion on Twitter for at least 49er fans is all Brock Purdy needs is a line. Well, fuck, I guess Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Trent Williams, George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey.
It's not enough.
Plus, having an all-pro defense, a really good defense, it's not.
Yeah, didn't that defense have like 5 all-pros on it?
Having a top 5 head coach at least could be top 3 head coach in the league. It's not good enough.
I don't know, man. Part of me just wants to be petty and mock JJ McCarthy. I'm being so dead serious.
That's fucking crazy. I don't think we can.
I wouldn't either, but
do you think let's ask this question. Do you think Brandon Ayuk is gone?
No.
Okay. You think he's coming back?
If anything, they won't. If I was John Lynch, I would move Deebo Samuel before I move Brandon Ayuk. No doubt in my mind.
Do the 49ers need safety help? This is a good, if they need safety, this is where Kitchen goes. I don't think he goes further than this. I think if Kitchen...
I don't think so.
This is a trade down spot for them. See, in my mock, everything worked out perfect.
Yes, I think that this is a trade down spot for them as well. But apparently they need offensive line. I think the better of the two options is Jordan Morgan.
Is there a guard? Go to guards. Let's look at the guards.
I mean, Haynes honestly could find himself in the first round. I don't think he's going to end up in the first round. Haynes could find himself in the first round.
He's right now. He's like mid to late two for me.
He's going to test well at the combine.
Should we go that then? Let's just appease. I can't see him going corner or tackle here. I don't like the corners and tackles on the board.
I think
I like Haynes. I like Haynes
a lot. I think tackle makes the most sense because you can learn from Trent Williams. For when Trent Williams leaves, then you already have your replacement, and you can just find someone to move to right tackle.
I think if we're on the Haynes train, we need to go Haynes here.
Right. Christian Haynes finds himself in the first round.
I
think it's a reach, but I don't hate it.
It's February.
All right.
Let's just go. It's February. Maybe he tests really well. We look like geniuses later on. All right, let's go.
You can't see it because it won't scroll us down any further, but Kansas City's on the clock at 32.
No shot's not gonna let you scroll.
Look, I can go up. Can't go down. This is literally where it stops.
Fuck them bums. Even though they won the Super Bowl. All right.
Back-to-back champs.
You know what I got here? We're going wide receiver. No doubt, right? Okay. Who'd you get?
I have them going Troy Franklin from Oregon.
I hate that pick because they go to the Chiefs, but I did it with a stank face on my look, and I'm like.
So, but before I click it, we can go over the full board. It's interesting to note the guys who fell out of the first round. I don't like Chop Robinson at all. I don't like him either. Probably gets a late 2, early day 3 grade for me. I'm completely out on him. We don't have JJ McCarthy going in the first round. Cameron Kitchens falls out of the first round, which I have been seeing out of some mocks as well.
Kitchens could be the Brian Branch this year. That could be the Brian Branch.
I've also seen some mocks getting Darius Robinson into the first round, which I don't hate. He's another guy who's going to test out of this world at the combine. He was a big Senior Bowl riser. I can attest to that. I've seen Darius Robinson into the back end of the first round, which I don't hate. We don't have that here. So we are going to go for Kansas City. We are going to go Torrey Franklin. And that is
Troy.
What did I say, Torrey?
Yeah. But fuck, Andy Reid's gonna make that. I mean, I'm telling you, if you go Troy Franklin here,
I mean, he's the speed guy. He is your Tyreek Hill replacement.
I'm telling you right now, you dynasty guys,
that's your guy.
But first round, sneaky fucking pick. Yep. So that's gonna be nasty there. I like it.
I just want to. Can I quickly go over some of the names that I have in the second round?
Sure.
I had for context, I had the Broncos going JJ McCarthy, which means Bo Nix fell into the second round. I had the Giants taking Bo Nix at 39. Some interesting names to note. I have Carolina with their first pick going AD Mitchell, followed by the arguably one of the best fits is Ladd McConkey going to New England. That just seems like a perfect fit.
That makes me mad.
I have the Las Vegas Raiders in the second round drafting Michael Penix. I got him going 44.
It's because they're not trading up. But when they trade up, not even going to be a thing. We're not. Yeah, I can see it though. So that works. That works.
I was hesitant on Christian Haynes at 31. I had him going 37. So it's not a huge. I think it's a little bit of a reach. It's not a huge reach, but I had him going 37.
I think the 49ers trade down here, but they really got fucked with Lassiter not dropping 2 more picks. I think that
I would agree.
I think if the Eagles do anything else, I think Lassiter, DeJean or whatever, Eugene, the white guy, goes to I think he goes to the Lions, and I think Laster drops to the 49ers, which I think would be a better pick for them. But
And then really quickly, if my second round pick were to come to fruition, Cincinnati would win the NFL draft because I have them taking Jatavion Sanders at 49.
well, damn.
Which is a fucking steal to get Quinion Mitchell and Jatavion Sanders for that
Well,
team.
damn. Well,
really quickly going over it. For those who are just listening, we got Chicago at 1 going Caleb Williams, Drake May to 2 to Washington, Jaden Daniels 3rd overall to the Patriots, Marvin Harrison goes 4th, Brock Bowers 5th to the Chargers, Malik Neighbors to the Giants, Joe Alt at number 7 to the Tennessee Titans, Jared Verse goes 8th overall to the Falcons, the Bears take Roma Dunze at 9, Olu Fashanu at 10 to the Jets, Terrion Arnold goes 11th to the Vikings. The Broncos do end up taking quarterback. It ends up being Bo Nix at 12.
I still hate that one. I still hate that one, but
I know. That's fair.
Okay.
Jerzon Newton goes 13 to the Raiders. Talisay Fuaga goes 14 to New Orleans. Dallas Turner to Indianapolis. Nate Wiggins completes the Legion of Boom 2.0 in Seattle. Latu goes 17th overall to Jacksonville with Trayvon Walker moving inside. Quinton Mitchell gets stolen from the Steelers at 18 by Cincinnati. Kool-Aid goes 19 to the Rams. Pittsburgh ends up taking Jackson Powers Johnson at 20. JC Latham 21 to.
Oh no, not Jackson Powers Johnson. Whatever you're gonna do, stop bitching.
Anyway, as I was saying, JC Latham goes 21 to Miami. Mr. Stinky goes 22 to Philadelphia, which Alex isn't a huge fan of. Keon Coleman goes 23 to Houston. Armarius Mims goes 24 to Dallas. Tyler Guyton 25 to Green Bay. Graham Barton at 26 to Tampa. We got Byron Murphy going 27 to Arizona. Brian Thomas replaces Gabe Davis in Buffalo in the 28th slot. Kamari Laster helps up the secondary in Detroit. Kingsley Suimata, whatever, goes 30th to Baltimore. Christian Haynes finds his way into the first round at 31.
Hold on. Kingsley.
I love being interrupted. Go ahead.
I know. Kingsley Suimata, yeah.
You interrupted me just to try to pronounce his last name.
I did, because I feel like I needed to.
32 is Troy Franklin from Oregon, with J.J. McCarthy falling out of the first round.
It's late for us. You're just cranky with me.
I am not cranky. You're the one who has said on this show, I believe twice tonight, that you were cranky.
I am cranky, but you know what also makes me cranky, Garrett? And this is why I think you're cranky, is you just worked a shift and then you had to deal with me right after your shift. You're telling me you're not a little bit cranky?
Dealing with you at any point makes me cranky, but especially after work, you gotta put it there.
So you're cranky. Yeah, got your
wrap it up. What's the best?
I like this.
What's the best Girl Scout cookie flavor?
I think do not tell the Girl Scout cookies this. Okay, I will eat Girl Scout cookies. I don't go crazy over people like they do.
Okay.
They're here. If they're there, I'm not gonna go out actively seek them. Someone's like, "Hey, you want some Girl Scout cookies?" Yeah, I'll eat some. Okay. So let me. I know which one. I gotta look at the name.
I have my top 3, and my third pick is a hot take. I just know it.
Okay, we're listening.
My number 1 undisputed king of Girl Scout cookies is the Thin Mint. You can suck my left nut if you're one of these fucking weirdos who are like, chocolate and mint don't go together. Grow the fuck up. You're not 7 anymore.
Well, just go get some mint toothpaste and chocolate and eat it together.
You guys are fucking losers if you think mint and chocolate don't go together. Suck my dick. The Thin Mint is the best cookie, and I don't care what anybody has to say. Followed by the tag-along, which is great. And in third, the hot take is the shortbread cookie because it's gas.
The s'mores one.
That's your number 1.
S'mores are to me.
That's fair. Going back to the draft really quick before we wrap up. Yes, I am also I like this. I like it.
And you were concerned. You were concerned
because I had Kool-Aid going 27. You wanted to take him at 9.
Well, did you not call him a top 10 talent?
I had him at 27. You had
Top
him
10
in 9.
talent. Top 10 talent went top 10. What's the problem?
That's why I was curious on doing the side-by-side ones, because I wanted to see your reaction as Kool-Aid continued to fall on my board.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I forgot that he didn't get picked and he fell to 19, so that works too. Honestly, I would have went Kool-Aid and Quinyon Mitchell, so I think that would have been flip-flopped for Bengals and Rams there. But either way,
Entirely fair. All right.
Yeah.
This has been Draft Busters. This is we'll call this our mock 2.0. It's really our mock 1.0 with a full first round. Next week we're gonna be going over the defensive line.
Are we doing all defensive line or just doing? Are we doing the same thing like we did, like edge and then defensive tackle?
I think we'll do edge and then defensive tackle.
So we're gonna do one or the other.
No, it'll be like a split episode.
Oh, yeah,
two
different.
So we'll do top 5 tight ends. We'll do top 5 defensive tackles, and if we want, we could try to do a quick 10 list for edge, or we can just do top 5 edge as well.
Quick, brother, man.
That is our middle name.
Yes.
You want a man that's quick?
Yeah. Okay.
I'm your guy.
I don't know. I don't know if we could do top 5 and top 10. I think.
So we'll just do top 5s.
But I feel like the edge rushers. I almost don't want to do all of defensive line. We might have to do 2 episodes. I know we're brainstorming while on the episode, but let's do the edge for sure. Let's do the edges for sure. And then we'll figure out what we want to do with defensive tackle.
Well, so next week will be edge.
Listen to me. You're gonna edge me? Okay, now
I'm edging everybody who watches this video. So
this is what we're gonna do. Your people and my people will get together. We will talk about what we want to do for. How about this? We will make our lists, and then we will go from there where we think we. So we will be talking about some defensive line people. How many? You might not know.
5. Could be fucking 20. If you haven't subscribed already to the YouTube channel, before I was so rudely interrupted, press the subscribe button, comment, share it with a friend, like the video. We're going to see you next time. Prepare to be edged.